So I worked with Nestle for 26 years. I handled a few brands, great brands in this world. One of them is, of course, one of your cherished brands. And I'm sure most of you, when you were children, in fact, you were not even born when Mackie was born. So Mackie is one of that brand, and possibly a favorite brand for all of you and every children in this country. And apart from that, I launched the dairy business of Nestle in India. So I launched uh, their liquid dairy, their chilled dairy, the dahi and the yogurt in India. And I also took care of their infant nutrition business for a long 14 years. Infant nutrition is all that lactogen and Cerelac and NAN that you were brought up with. Okay. So I was the person who was handling those brands in those times. Okay. And then after Nestle, I was a category head for Maggie as a food group. So then I decided to quit and I joined another company called McCormick, which is the world's largest spice flavors and seasoning company, originating out of Washington in US. I was the director commercial for the South Asia business. And in 2018, I decided to quit the corporate journey. I said, enough is enough, bahut maal bech liya. Okay. So, and then I started my own consulting and continued for almost 3 years. I consulted with almost 12 companies, young startup companies who are launching FMCG food products. I launched almost 30 products with them across the country. And then I also had a digital marketing school, which I ran for almost 3 years for corporate students, for students who work in corporates who did not learn digital marketing in the earlier days. So I wanted to help them to learn digital marketing. And apart from that, of course, I used to teach in many platforms. One is your Young Skill India, which was incubated in BHU. And then I was teaching in a platform called Craftshala, which is a huge startup today for MBA students who want to learn FMCG marketing. And also in a platform called MSME. So MSME is the micro, small, and medium enterprises of Government of India. That organization, helps and supports these Microsoft and medium enterprises of India. And I was their trainer and advisor to these clients. So these were the couple of things that I was doing in the last 36 years. And yes, that's where I am there with you with all my experience and learning to share with you people. So we had a class yesterday. Don't worry about what we learned. So we had a class yesterday. I will share the PPTs with you so that you can go through them, okay, in your spare time. And so Shakshi, you need to tell me something about yourself. Sakshi, are you there?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
so
so
my
you need
name
to
is
tell me.
Sakshi, and I am studying from Vasanta College for Women, which is affiliated to BHU, and I am
I
still
know.
pursuing BCom honors from there, and I'm a third year
Okay.
student.
Okay, wonderful. And where are you from? You're from
Varanasi.
Benares. You are from Benares itself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, super. Chalo. So let's start today. So what we were discussing yesterday, what we studied yesterday, a little bit of, I'll give you a small little uh, uh, so can anybody, one of you who was there, Harshita, Anjali, or Shivang, can one of you uh, wrap up what we did, or can you, if you remember what we did yesterday, what we learned yesterday, if you can summarize that for Sakshi, it will be good. Okay, anybody wants to add anything? Shivang, you can start. What did we learn yesterday?
Sir, we have learned about uh, marketing, which is three things I remember. That is need, want, and demands.
Right. Yes. So, what we started by defining marketing, Sakshi. Okay. So what we said
Yes.
is marketing is what? Shivang can remember what is marketing? What is marketing as a definition of marketing? Sakshi or Anjali?
Marketing
Anjali,
is
Do you remember? Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. So we have discussed about the marketing, that it was about creating demand and supplying them in a good manner.
So identifying the needs
Yes, sir.
and
And
satisfying the
Identifying and
needs of
satisfying the
consumers.
customer needs.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct. So identifying and satisfying the customer need, that's in nutshell what is marketing. Okay.
Yes.
And when we spoke about marketing, we said that need is consumer or customer need is the core. We need to understand the need, we need to learn the need, and those needs they can get into wants and wants into desires. So Sakshi, what is a need? Everybody has a need. Okay, so you had a need to learn marketing, so you joined this class wise. If you did not have a need to learn marketing, you wouldn't have management, you wouldn't have joined this class, right? Correct. You have a need to satisfy your hunger, so you go back home and you eat something. Correct. You have a need to buy a have a what you are thirsty, so you need water, so you go and have a bottle of water. Correct. Or you want to wear something, that's a need. You want to wear some good dress, good looking dress, so you go and buy some good looking dress. So if you do not have a need, you will never be purchasing any product. Correct. So marketing is the first thing of marketing is you need to identify the need of the consumer or the customer and then satisfy those needs of the customer through your products. Okay, by giving them your products. Then we said that these needs get converted into wants. So if I am hungry, I can have a bread, I can have a dosa, I can have a idli, I can have a cup of tea with some biscuits, I can have many more things. Correct. So if I say I want to have a bread, so I want a bread. Among all the things, I want a bread. Correct. I don't want an idli or I don't want a dosa. Now, I may want a idli or a dosa. However, I want to have it in Taj Hotel. I don't want to have it in the roadside restaurant. Okay, so according to my pocket, according to the ability to pay, according to the money that I have, my wants change into demand or desire. Correct. So there is a need, there is a want, and there is a desire. Okay, and a marketeer has to identify all of them to satisfy them, because a need arises from a problem, from a challenge, from a pain point. Okay, that a consumer might have. You are hungry, so that's a problem for you. That's a pain point for you. Okay, you are feeling cold. That's a pain point for you. That's a challenge for you. Okay, and so you need a heater at home. You need a sweater. Okay, correct. So a need arises from a challenge, a pain point. Okay, uh, uh, or you can say a need arises from uh, uh, a person's what you should say. Uh, let's take it as challenge and pain point. Okay, and you have to give them a solution. Correct. And how do you give them a solution? Through a product, which can be a goods or which can be a service.
Services.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you were telling something.
No, sir. I was just following your words.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So now, how many types of needs are there? So I will just share this slide. This was an important slide which we were talking about yesterday. So there are different kinds of needs. Okay. From the basic, we call this a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay. And if you see this has 5 different need states. Okay, from the bottom to the to the top of this pyramid. Okay, and the basic need or the need in the base of this pyramid is called physiological need. Correct. The need in the base is called a physiological need. Okay, what's a physiological need? Anything your body needs. Correct. And what does body basically need? It needs food, water, and shelter first. Correct. Correct. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And once your food, water, and shelter need is satisfied, the next possible need that you want is that you may need is your security, safety, protection. Correct. So think about you were born and you want to, you are growing now. So your parents have first given you food, water, shelter. Then they have given you security, safety, protection. They were all your needs. Now, when you grow up, you start becoming social being in the community. Correct? So you start getting to, getting friends. You start getting a sense of belongingness, love. Okay. And you want to become a social being. Okay. And today, if you are talking about today's generation, so you're given an internet is your need, because you want to be there in the social media, you want to be there in the different websites, you want to be there communicating with people through your WhatsApp and emails and messages. Okay, so even internet is a need today, is a social need today. Correct. Now, once that need is satisfied, you have become a social person. You've got friends with you. You've got family with you. You've got people who love you. You've got people you know you, and you have networked with a lot of people around. Okay, lot of human being in the community. Correct. Everything is done. That is the time when you start having some ego that let people start recognizing you. Let people start, giving me a status position. Okay, let me have some self-esteem. Let people, regard me and respect. Okay, and that's possibly called an esteem need. And then, if you are working in organizations, you will possibly feel that let me become a manager, let me become a vice president, let me become a director, let me become a CEO of the organization, MD of the organization, and that's what my ego is all about. Okay. And everybody has that need. What only thing is that why is it step by step upwards? Because the basic need is this. If this is not satisfied, your need for safety, security, protection doesn't mean anything. If these two are not satisfied, your need for social being is not needed. If these three are not satisfied, you will not expect esteem. Aapke pet mein bhook hai, would you like to become an MD of an organization? No. Correct. If you are not getting water to drink, or if you do not have a home to stay or a shelter to stay, would you be thinking about security and protection? No. Would you be thinking about being a social being with your friends and networking with them and getting loved by people around you? No. First basic need is this, then possibly the social needs, then the esteem needs, your ego. Okay, satisfying your egos. And then finally, when everything has happened, you have been at the top of everything. You have earned enough in life. You have a great house. You have great food. You have water always. Your security, safety, protection, everything is taken care. Okay. You have become a social being, loved by everybody. You have got huge fan around you. Okay. At one point of time, everything, whatever you needed was there. And then you feel, nay, I have got everything. Okay. Now it's time for me to actualize myself. Go beyond my own needs, start looking at others' needs, or develop myself to the level where I don't need, I am beyond self-esteem, I am beyond my egos, I am beyond my status. Let me start giving to people something like, if I talk about, Barack Obama. Barack Obama was the president of US, one of the top leaders on this earth, president first, the president of US is the biggest personality on this earth. Correct. And that personality, once he's gone out of his position, he said, no, let me start giving back to the society. So he has got an Obama Foundation today, doing a lot of philanthropic work. Okay. Similarly, Bill Gates, he has earned so much in life. Okay. Microsoft, he has earned so much in life. He has done everything on this earth. His all needs are satisfied. Now what he's doing is giving back to the society. So there is a Melinda Gates Foundation, which is doing a lot of charity around. Okay, giving back to the society. Correct. There is Tatas are giving back to the society. So Ratan Tata is now, does Ratan Tata need food, water, shelter? He has got everything. He has got security, he has got protection, he has got his own fan base, huge fan base in this earth. He's got his society. So he's a very, very highly social being. People like him, love him. He has been to that position. He's the chairman of Tata's. Correct. So everything he has got in life. So what he's doing now, he's giving back to the society. Okay, and that's where he has reached now. He doesn't need all those basic things. But for a marketeer who's doing marketing for an organization, all these needs are very important because every need needs to be satisfied, and it needs to be satisfied with some product somewhere. Correct. That product can be a goods, that product can be a service, and we were discussing about many more things. Okay, so it can be a goods, it can be a service, it can be an event, it can be an experience, it can be a person. We market everything. Goods are all those things that you need on a day-to-day basis. Correct. That you consume, that is manufactured. Correct. Your soap, your oil, your book, your pen, everything, all are manufactured and they are goods. Services, we know what services are, right? Okay, there are plenty of services around. Can you give me an example, Sakshi?
Yes, sir. Like a doctor treating her
Wonderful.
or his
Doctors
patients.
treating her patients.
Yes,
Wonderful.
sir.
So that's one service. Possibly Ola and Uber is another service. Okay, possibly softwares are different services that they provide, and so on and so forth. Events. There are plenty of events happening around us. The World Cup football, the World Cup cricket, the IPL, and so on. Also, these are in sport. In non-sports, also there are plenty of events happening in the TV nowadays. The reality shows happening. They are all events. Okay. Even in your place, wherever you are staying in Banaras, possibly there are a lot of events in the ground that are happening. A circus is happening, possibly a musical event, a theater is happening. There are a lot of events happening. Correct? And we need to sell all of them because people need to come and consume them. Right? The audience, the customers need to come and consume them. And then there are experiences that we market. Can you tell me one experience that we market?
Experience.
Anything
Sir,
that you
I
feel.
don't.
Okay, Harshita, Shivang, Praveen.
Yes, sir. Doctors are selling their experience to the patient. They have learned something
Okay,
and they are
wonderful. Doctors
serving
are
back.
selling their. Okay. Teachers
Yes, sir.
teachers are
Teachers, you are
teaching with
also serving
experience,
us with
right?
your experience.
Correct. Yes. Okay. So, and I need to sell myself, right? My experience needs to be sold to people. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Persons. All celebrities market themselves. There can be a
Yes.
sports celebrity, a movie celebrity, or whatever they do. Correct. They sell themselves. Even a magician is a person who sells himself. Correct. Okay. Then we sell places, tourism. Okay.
Tourism places.
So we sell Goa, we sell Taj Mahal, we sell Agra, we sell a lot of tourism places. We sell, Thailand, we sell Singapore, and we sell Malaysia also. Correct. Properties. Not
Forts
only
and
your
laws.
house is a property. Yes. Not only your house is a property, which you want to, if you want to buy or sell. Okay. There are a lot of properties like palaces and forts which are being marketed. Correct. Okay. A lot of organizations, starting from Google to Microsoft, Unilever to Nestle to P&G, every organization has to market themselves. Correct. Every organization on this earth. Then informations. What are those informations that sell? Shakshi, any idea about what are those information that sell? The news channels. They
News,
sell information,
social
right?
media.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. And what is ideas? How do we sell ideas? How do we market ideas? Give me an example of ideas that are marketed.
Swachh Bharat Abhiyan.
Swachh Bharat is an idea.
Make in India.
Digital India. Make in
Digital India.
India. Okay, these are all ideas of Government of India. Beti
Yes, sir.
Bachao. These
Beti
are all
Bachao.
ideas of Government of India. And that has to be marketed, right? Okay. So these are all the things that we get that we market. It's not only your soap or your oil or your dresses. There are plenty of things that is marketed, and marketing, that's why, is a very, very, very important function in an organization. Okay, it's possibly the most important function in an organization because that's the only function which brings revenue to the organization. That it brings, you are a commerce student, so you would understand revenue better. So after selling, the money that the organization gets, that's revenue, right? So this is the only department, this is the only function in an organization which brings revenue to the organization, which brings profit to the organization. Rest of all the department are cost center. They spend, marketing earns for the organization, correct? And they earn by selling all these things, starting from goods, services, events, experience, persons, to places, to properties, to organizations, to informations and ideas. Okay, correct. So this is where we you know what we were learning yesterday, and then we learned a lot of small little things. We learned about segmentation, targeting, positioning. So I think it will take a little time for me to explain segmentation, targeting, positioning. I would rather go to something called the other marketing concepts today, and then if possible, if we have time, we'll learn about whatever we missed yesterday. Okay? So so the first thing that we learned today is the value proposition. I said yesterday that the value is basically the features, advantages, and benefits of the product together is called a value. Okay. So, and if you do not see a benefit in any product, you will not purchase it, right? Okay. So yesterday we discussed in details that you will not purchase this mobile phone, okay, just because it's an Apple mobile phone, which has a 25 megapixel camera, which has a 5.3 inches screen, or so on and so forth. You'll just not purchase it for that. Correct. I don't know. So you will not just purchase it for that. That is an Apple phone. It has a 25 megapixel camera. It has a 5.3 inches screen, and it has possibly a 256 GB memory. You're not going to purchase it just if I tell you this. Correct. Once I have told you that it has a 25 megapixel camera, you will have to first ask me, so what? If it is a 25 megapixel camera, so what? And the answer that you get is, it will give you clear picture. That's the advantage. And then even if you have a clear picture, possibly you will not be very happy, because what is there if it's a clear picture? Okay, so you ask again, so what? And then it will say that you will have a very, very clear picture of anything at any amount of light. And this picture will make you happy. And it will give you a lot of appreciation among your friends and families. So now the final benefit of that 25 megapixel camera is, along with the advantages, is will give you the clearest picture, which will make you happy, and you get you a lot of appreciation and respect from your friends and families. And so that's the benefit. I have a 5.3 inches screen here, which is quite a big screen. And so what? 5.6 inches screen, so what? You can have a very, very large, screen to view everything and anything on this camera. Okay, it not only looks beautiful to you, it helps you see it better and have
Good pixels.
Good pixels. And why? So what? Even good pixels is something which is an advantage. So if you ask, so what to what if, so what if it is good pixels? The clarity is very high. Correct. You will feel very nice and happy to see the content here. Correct. So the most important thing is that you don't only sell features, you don't sell features actually. You have to sell values, you have to sell the features, advantages, and benefits together, otherwise you will not buy it. If I go to buy a jeans in the market, correct, if you go to buy a jeans in the market, and the shop owner or the shopkeeper, he shows me 5 different jeans. You keep on asking him, right? That ye kya hai, isme kya hai, what is better in this? Okay. And he will say, ma'am, the quality of cotton is very good. The quality of jeans is very good. It's a hard jeans. It's a stretchable jeans. So what? Ma'am, you do not have to worry about, it will not shrink when you put it, when you wash it. Okay. The quality is so good that it is durable.
This is
You can wear
comfortable.
it for, comfortable, durable, is the most durable jeans that I have shown you. Now, what happens is the first thing that I told you is the jeans. That's its feature. It's a blue jeans. That's the feature. That's something which you can see, you can touch, you can feel, you can taste, you can smell. You can use your 5 sense organs. That's called a feature. Correct. And so things do not sell only with features. You have to ask the question called, so what to that feature, and then you will get some advantage of it. Okay, still advantage, it's still something which is tangible. We call it tangible when we can see it, we can hear it, we can smell it, we can touch it, and we can taste it. Okay, all the 5 sense organs जब use करते हैं तो उसको tangible बोलते हैं. Correct. So till advantage is still tangible. Ma'am, this jeans is blue in color and it's made of hard cotton. Okay, so what? Ma'am, you can wash it and it will not have shrink. It will not shrink and it will not have wrinkle. It's wrinkle free. So it's wrinkle free is again something which you can see, you can touch. Correct. So it's still tangible. When I say so what, when I again ask so what to wrinkle free, so what if it's wrinkle free? Madam, it will look great for you and it will be comfortable to you and you do not have to iron and press it. So it's very, you do not have to put any effort to maintain it. Effort. Okay. Effort is something which you can't see. It's intangible. Correct. But however, that's the most important benefit is comfort. You can't see, you can't touch, you can't taste, you can't smell, you can't hear. Still, it's most important for you. Okay, so that intangible benefit, comfort, less effort, okay, durable. Can you see durability? No. Can you taste? Can you hear? Can you smell? No. Correct. But it's very important for you. When you buy a jeans, you will need a durability, you will need comfort, you will need a good, less effort to maintain it. So can you understand that you have to sell all the 3 features, advantages, and benefits? And we call it value and we call it FAB, F-A-B. Correct? Okay. Second very important thing is offerings. A combination of product, service, information, and experience is offerings. Okay. What are you going to market? What are you going to sell? You're not going to sell only a goods or a service. You're also going to sell some information to the consumer. You're also going to sell some experience to the consumers. Correct. So everything put together is an offering. Okay. So if I have to sell Agra as a place for tourism, okay, I don't only sell the Taj Mahal or the Fatehpur Sikri in Agra. Correct. I also sell the services in Agra. Correct. I also sell great historic information about Agra. And I also sell some experiences of Agra. Possibly the moonlight experience of seeing Taj Mahal. Or possibly the glamour of Buland Darwaja. So those are all experiences, right? Which you can't experience if you're sitting in Mumbai. You have to go there and experience it. So my offering is whole. It's not only Agra, it's Agra with everything in it. The places in Agra, the services in Agra.
History of that place.
History. So information of Agra and the experiences of Agra. So all put together is the offering. That's what you are offering from your organization. Correct. And finally, brands, an offering from a known source. Okay, offering from a known source. What is that? So when you are, what's the difference between a brand and a branded product and an unbranded product? When you go to a street side, a stall and buy some material from them, some goods from there, possibly you're buying a t-shirt from there. Okay.
We can do faith of that brand material because of qualities and.
Correct. So you do not have faith, trust on that brand because of the quality possibly, because you have, more important is because you do not know the name of that brand. There is a sticker there. There is a name there. There is a logo there. However, you do not know that logo. You do not know that name. Do not know that brand. Correct? So you don't trust it. Even if it's better in quality than possibly a Louis Philippe or a, Alan Solly or a Van Heusen, still you don't trust it because
Yes,
it's
sir.
not.
So we can
Yeah.
say that they are selling their features in terms of their name or special brands.
Yeah, so they are not actually brands. They are unbranded products, as they say, because people have not considered them as a brand till now. Okay, people have not considered them as a brand till. Okay, and that's so a brand is always from a known source. Van Heusen comes from a known source. A Levi jeans come from a known source. A iPhone comes from a known source. Until your brand is known to the audience, to the consumers, your product is, your name is known to the consumers, your logo is known to the consumers, it has not become a brand. Correct. Sometimes even there are smaller brands which is less known, but still it is known. Okay. There are smaller brands which are less known, but however, still it is known. You can consider it as a brand. But some brands which are localized, absolutely localized, people even do not even know it exists. You suddenly go to the market and you see some product which has a sticker, which has a logo. However, you do not know the name. You did not ever come across that name. Correct? So you do not consider that as a brand. So only those products which have come from a known source, okay, a known organization, you can consider it as a brand. So brands are offering from a known source, correct? Okay. 3 more marketing concepts: communication, distribution, and service. Communication. Every product that is on this there, that is either a goods or a service or a place or whatever, their features, advantages, benefits, their values needs to be communicated to the audience. Otherwise, how will the audience come to know about that product? How will the audience come to know about that brand name? And that's what is called, sometimes also called, promotion. You need to promote, you need to communicate to everybody. So that's something which a marketing department does. You need to distribute, you need to reach that product to the consumer. Correct? Consumer needs to find it close to himself. So you need to distribute that product, place that product close to the consumer or the audience or the customer. Okay. And that's called distribution. And finally, you need to provide enough and more service to that consumer, pre-sale service, during the sales service, and post-sale service. Okay. So what is, can you give me an example of pre-sale service? If I say it's a pre-sale service, yeah.
So nowadays, Flipkart and Amazon provide the price before they start the sale. So we can say that they are providing it.
What do you mean by provide the price?
So they disclose their prices that they will sell their product in the, like if the product has a value of 100 rupees earlier, and they say that in the sale they will sell it at 50 rupees. So they earlier disclose the price of the product.
Okay.
So we can say that they are pre-selling it.
A better example of pre-sale services: you have gone to buy a scooter. Correct. You have gone to buy a scooter, or you have gone to buy a laptop, you're going to buy a mobile phone, you go to the store, and before even you buy, that store gives you a lot of service. Like he provides you an information. If you're going to buy a scooter, there will be a particular sales, not only a salesperson or a dealer's executive will come and tell you about the different scooters there, their different features, their advantages, benefits. They will entertain you, they will give you a cup of coffee and so on and so forth at their dealership. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And that's possibly a pre-sale service. Or
Yes.
even sometimes in today's world, when you have social media and internet, and then you go and click on a product in the advertisement, Okay, and they will ask you to provide your name, phone number, email ID, and so on and so forth. You must have come across such advertisement many times. And as soon as you click on that, fill up your, details there. Next day morning, you get a call from that organization.
Yes.
Madam, you have asked for, you had inquired for our product here. Are you looking for buying a house? Are you looking for buying a scooter? How can I help you? Okay.
Like
So yes, I want to buy.
insurance,
Yes.
like
Insurance, yes.
paisabazaar.com.
Insurance, Policy Bazaar, Paisa Bazaar, they will come back to you and say, madam, what kind of insurance do you want? Do you want a life insurance or a general insurance? If it's a general insurance, do you want to buy a car, vehicle insurance? You want to buy a health insurance? You want to buy a home insurance? What do you want to buy? And then they will start giving you a lot of information. Correct. And then service during sales, when when you are actually ready to buy the product, they will give you all the support, that they will clean your scooter before it's come to the dealership, and they deliver you, and they will possibly take, if the pre-sale service in scooter rides, they also take you nowadays for a demo ride.
Test drive.
Test drive, demo rides. Okay. And so pre-sale service is done. Now you're ready to buy the product.
Just an example, sir. Urban Cruiser, Urban this is a app of give us provide the service of electrician,
Urban
plumber.
company.
Urban Clap.
Urban Clap. Yes,
Urban, yeah. And then during the sales, once you are ready to buy the product, they'll give you a lot of service. They will give you the registration done for the scooter. They will give you the insurance done for the scooter, and so on and so forth. Okay. And then post-sale service, that's the most important part. Keeping the customer happy after you have purchased the product. So regular AMC of your annual maintenance contract, regular servicing of your product, taking regular feedback of your of the kind of product they have sold you, and so on and so forth. And even entertaining your complaints and your satisfying you if you have any problem with the product. All these are post-sale services, and these are very, very important part of the marketing channel. Okay. Coming to others, there are three kinds of media. What is media? Media is again communication. Three kinds of communication. Okay, three kinds of media means three kinds of advertisements, three kinds of communication to the consumer. First one is paid media. You're paying for the TV, the magazines, the display, advertisement in Google, advertisement in Facebook, advertisement in LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. Okay, you're paying for that to communicate to your customers. So that's called paid media. Okay. Owned media. Your brochure, your pamphlets, your website, your blogs, your Facebook page, your Twitter account, your articles on the newspaper, and so on and so forth. They are called owned media. I'm not paying for that. That's my own. My website is my own. My brochure, my booklet, my articles, my blogs, they are all my own. My Facebook page is my own. Unless I pay some money to Facebook to put advertisements on the Facebook. So that's called owned media. So remember POEM, P-O-E-M, and last part is earned media. So when you are getting feedbacks, when you are getting comments on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, for your products, people are giving their reviews, their ratings. Okay, you're not paying for that. Neither do you own it. Your audience, your consumer, your customer, they are giving you that media. They are giving you that promotion. They are giving you that propagation. They are communicating on behalf of you. Many a times when we buy a product, we go and see the reviews in Amazon. We go and see the reviews in Facebook. We go and see the reviews in any other places that they are there. And so I have not paid for that. Sakshi and Shivang and Harshita and Anjali, they have put their reviews. They have put the comments. They have put the ratings. And that's helping me to promote my product. Correct. That's what earned media is. So in short, we call it POEM, paid, owned, earned media. POEM. Okay. Did you understand here till now? Okay, clear? Right.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Some other marketing concepts. Impressions. occurs when consumers view a communication. You have put an advertisement, you have put your post, then people see that. That's called an impression. Engagement, the extent of customers' attention and active involvement with the commercial, mostly in your social media, because engagements, you have put a product, I have made a comment on that, and then there's a string of comments going on. People are engaging. You write something, the company's person writes something, you write something, the company's person, and you are engaging continuously with the audience. Particularly in social medias, okay, particularly in blogs, when you start writing comments and reviews and rating, and the company also keeps interacting with you, particularly in digital media, it's called engagement. Okay, so value, we have already said, a combination of quality, service, and price. All together, QSP is the value, and that provides a feature, advantage, and benefits. Correct. Satisfaction, a person's judgment of a product's perceived performance in relation to the expectation. Okay, so let me say, you want to go and buy a good product of a good brand. Suppose you want to buy a Louis Philippe shirt. Okay, a shirt which is worth 3,500 to 4,000 rupees. And of course, you have some expectation from that shirt before even if you buy that product. Because you know this is a big brand name, it comes from a huge organization, it is known for quality of material that they use, it's known for designs, and so on and so forth. And you have gone and purchased the product. If it is as per your expectation, you have purchased the product and you have started using it, it's as per your expectation that the quality of the cotton is great, the design is great, the fit for you is absolutely perfect. Okay, the color is absolutely good, it doesn't get faded with washing, and so on and so forth. You say, yes, I'm satisfied. Correct. And then you also say a phrase called, is value for money. You also sometimes say a phrase, it's worth the price. Because the promise that comes with the brand and the product, the features, advantages, and benefit that the brand promises to you, it has delivered that promise. Correct? Does it make sense? So the
Yes,
features, advantage, and benefit that the brand has promised to you, it has not failed, it has delivered that promise. If the product was not as per your expectation, if you were not satisfied, then you would never say it's value for money. You will always say it's not value for money. It's not worth the price. हम लोग बड़े आसानी से बोलते हैं, it's not worth the price, यार. Price is too high. The quality is not as per my expectation. Correct. And then what happens is there is a positive value for money and there's a negative value for money. Positive value for money, this one is value for money, just satisfaction in relation to your expectation. Positive value for money, you're getting something more than you have expected. And negative value for money is you have got something less than what you expect. Correct? So did you understand what I'm trying to mean? The features, advantages, and benefits that you're expecting is the value. Your expectation and that value, if it matches, then we call it value for money, worth the price. If it doesn't match, if it is lesser than that, then you say negative value for money. If it is more than that, you say positive value for money. Correct. Another concept is the supply chain. You must have heard this very, very often. So particularly Shivang, though, is of course there in operations. He knows what supply chain is. Supply chain, a channel stretching from raw material to components to finished products carried to the final buyer. Okay, so I want to produce a product. I want to manufacture a product. Suppose I want to manufacture Maggi. Okay, I need some atta. I need some maida. I need some spices. I need some oil. Those are my raw materials. Correct. I need some, packaging material also. Okay, so where the Maggi will be packed finally, that plastic packet. So those are my raw material and packaging material, which is procured from outside my organization. Some from farmers, some from another organization. The packaging material comes from some other organization. The spices come from possibly some organization which, produces spices, which manufactures spices. The atta and the maida comes from some organization which manufactures atta, maida. They get their raw material from the farmers, the gehu, okay, the wheat they get from farmers. So the raw material value chain is wrong. Possibly the farmer to another manufacturer and finally to you. Okay. Or maybe there's a middleman also. Okay. So there is a long value chain for the procurement part. After that, it comes to your company, your organization, you start manufacturing. Okay. So once you start manufacturing it, you get the raw material, you get farmers sell there's an example just given here. Ethiopian farmers grow and harvest coffee beans. It's basically a supply chain for coffee. Farmers sell the beans to fair trade cooperative. There's a cooperative, there's a mandi. Okay. Every share has a mandi in India. Okay. And that mandi is possibly in European countries. There's a fair trade cooperative. From there, the coffee is washed, packed and shipped. Okay, coffee beans are shipped. They are shipped. Alternative trading organization transport beans to developed world. Coffee is sold directly or via this. Just a second. Okay. Coffee is sold directly or via retail channel. यहाँ पर बीच में एक चीज रह गया है. That they are manufacturers. So something which I was saying for Maggi. So I have procured the atta, the maida, the spices and the oil, the packaging material. And then it comes to my factory, it comes to my production unit, it gets manufactured, it gets packed there, it goes to the warehouse. I store it there. My finished goods, once it is finally made, the Maggi packets are finally made, put inside the cartons, it goes into the storehouse, warehouse where it is stored. From warehouse, a truck comes and picks it up and sends it to the distributor. Okay. From the distributor, it gets distributed to the retailers, the kirana stores, आपके घर के चारों तरफ kirana stores है, modern trade stores है, the big bazaars and the Reliance of the world. Okay. From there, the consumer comes and buys the product. So this full value chain is called a supply chain. From procurement at one end to finished goods traveling to the final buyer at the other end. Correct. Did you understand supply chain? Little bit? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Finally, the competition. All the actual and potential rivals offering substitutes of a buying substitutes a buyer might consider. So if I want to have a cup of coffee outside my home, I have a choice of a cafe coffee tea, I have a choice of a Lavazza, I have a choice of barista, I have got a choice of Starbucks. I also have choice of small restaurants in my area. I also have choice of five-star restaurants, five-star hotels and restaurants. So all of them are my competitors. Everybody offering a similar product or a substitute is my competitor. Okay. Now, very importantly, I use a word called substitute. Okay. Now, suppose I am a company who makes bottled water. The 20 rupees bottled water जो आपके चारों तरफ मिलते हैं, Bisleri and Bailey and so on and so forth. I'm a manufacturer of a bottled water. So obviously Bisleri's competitor will be Bailey and all the local bottled water which is available in the market. What can be a substitute of bottled water? It's water, right? What can be a substitute of bottled water? Can you think about a substitute of bottled water? What is bottled water? Basically filtered water. Pure filtered water.
Yes, sir.
So what can be the substitute of bottled water?
So
filter itself is, tell me, yeah, Anjali, tell me.
Soft drink.
No. आपको प्यास लगी है,
Okay.
आपको पानी पीना है, आप सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक पियोगे क्या?
if somebody installed a water cooler in the public place, so I will go there and drink water from there. I will not buy the bottle.
So it will be a water filter first.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So water filter is a substitute.
Yes.
Because bottled water are water which are filtered. A bottle, if that particular town, every household, every restaurant has water filters, possibly the sale of bottled water will be low.
Yes, sir.
Correct, because people would prefer having that filtered water rather than going and spending 20 rupees for a bottled water. That's a big substitute for me. Correct. I want to buy a car. My need is to travel from one place to other. Okay. And suddenly I see that government has given me a substitute of a public bus in my area, which goes from the same place where I want to start and ends at the same place where I want to go. Will that be a substitute for me? Right?
Yes, sir.
Government has suddenly put railways in my area. Correct. Instead of a car, I want to buy a scooter. Even scooter is a vehicle. That's a substitute for me, just for my traveling. Correct. So competition can only be considered when all the products which are substitutes satisfy the same need. You have to understand the need. Correct. Okay. Sometimes the need can be self-esteem also, where you can't take a scooter because I have got an ego that my friends needs to see me in a four-wheeler car, and that too an SUV. So then I will not go by public bus or a scooter. I will have to buy a good SUV car. Correct? So competition depends on what kind of a need the products are satisfying. All the products need to satisfy those common needs. Then only it becomes a substitute, right? I am thirsty, so I will have a bottled water or I have a filtered water. Correct. Now, some people, even if they are thirsty, they want to have my bottled water is 20 rupees. And there's also something called sparkling water, which is for liter 750 rupees. Europeans have sparkling water. वहां पर bottled water actually कम मिलता है. So if people are used to sparkling water, for them bottled water's competition is not sparkling water. While both of them are substitutes. Correct. Okay, got the concept here? First of all, the need has to be satisfied. All the competitors should, all the substitutes should satisfy the same need. Then only it becomes a competition. Correct. There are two kinds of marketing environment. One is task environment and one is broad environment. So task environment is the environment in and around your particular organization or unit where you are doing the business. So something like if it's a manufacturing business for a goods like a soap or a oil or anything like that, then possibly the task environment is everything inside the organization first. Okay, your employees, your offices, your manufacturing units, your distributors, okay, and of your financial partners, your stakeholders, your shareholders, and so on and so forth. And broad environment is basically the macro environment where you are doing the business. Okay, so the political environment, the social environment, the legal environment, the technological environment, all those are broad environments which supports the business that you are in. Correct. Did you get me? Task environment is everything that is in and around your business. And broad environment is the macro environment, which is a bigger environment around you, which supports your business somehow or the other. The political environment, the legal environment, the technological environment, the social environment. Correct. All these are called broad environments. So let us go one by one. Technology, globalization, social responsibility. Okay. So basically technology, when you talk about technology, it's changing very fast, right? It's changing very fast, right? Every day there is something new in technology. Till yesterday, we were talking about traditional marketing, TV, newspaper, outdoor hoardings. We were talking about radio. Today, we are talking about internet. We are talking about OTT channels. We are no more talking about a Doordarshan, or we are not talking about a, a normal TV channel. We are talking about OTT channels today. Correct. Technology is changing. Correct. Earlier, we used to use handwritten papers to keep our data. Today, we are using high-end customer relationship management softwares, CRM softwares to keep our data of our consumers. Yeah. Earlier, we used to use a PowerPoint and an Excel sheet to make our graphs and charts and so on and so forth. Today, we are using much better things like Power BI and Tableau and Google Data Studio and so on and so forth. Technology is changing very fast. Globalization is happening at a very fast pace. Today, sitting in Banaras, you can actually think of what is happening in US, what's happening in Japan, what's happening in China, what's happening in Russia. If there is a new product launch in US, you come to know within half an hour in India, not even that. The world is shrinking, as they say. Earlier, US was too far, 12 hours away from us, even if we go by the fastest flight. Today, it's just a click of a button. New York is closest to you. People used to say that, what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Today, what happens in Las Vegas stays in YouTube. आपको अगर जानना है Las Vegas में क्या होता है, go to YouTube and you can find it. So the world has shrunk. Correct. Globalization is happening very fast. So technology, and altogether, when we say world is shrinking, it's very fast that you are getting new products in front of you, which matches the quality and design and technology of all the products across the world. So if iPhone is launched in US, it's also launched in India today. It doesn't take time. कि आज यूएस में लॉन्च हुआ तो 1 साल 2 साल के बाद इधर आएगा. जब फर्स्ट टाइम आईफोन लॉन्च हुआ था, आप लोग बच्चे थे उस टाइम. I remember still when iPhone 4 was launched many years back, 13 years back. First of all, people in India would force themselves to get somebody in America, his friends or families, who will get an iPhone for him and he will come and show it off. मैंने iPhone मंगाया है. Today, iPhone 14 Pro launched in US, the day it was launched in US, the same day it's launched in India. Correct. That's the magic of globalization. That's the magic of technology. And finally, social responsibility. Every organization is trying to think of contributing to the society now. Their CSR activities, their sustainability activities, the way they look at society is in a different way now. एक ज़माने में people never thought about the climate change. People never thought about this, destroying the green on this earth. People never thought about carbon footprint and pollution. Today, these are a parcel of an organization. It's a responsibility of an organization. Every organization has to contribute to the society somehow or the other. And governments are pressurizing them, governments are encouraging them to do it. And this is a part of marketing's duty. These are new realities and marketing has to accept it. You can't just make any product in any way. Okay, it has to be a responsible citizen of that organization has to be a responsible citizen of that country and of this earth. They cannot destroy this earth for any chance. Okay. A dramatically changed marketplace, new customer capabilities can use the internet as a powerful information purchasing aid. Today, everybody is purchasing an internet. Okay. It's a powerful information tool. You're getting a lot of information throughout the day through internet, right? Can search, communicate, and purchase on the move. Your mobile phones are such that you can do the same thing what you are doing in your PC through internet or your laptop through internet, you are doing it in the mobile phone. You can search, you can communicate, you can purchase through your mobile phones on the move. Can tap into social media to share opinions and express loyalty. So Products are there in the social media. Consumers are there in the social media. They can now give feedback. They can share their opinions, their ratings, their reviews on the social media platform. Share it with the community. Once upon a time, think about 10, 15 years back when there was no social media. If a product was launched, how would you get the feedback ki Anjali ko, Shakshi ko, Shivang ko, Harshita ko pasand hai ye product? How would you express that? Nobody, no way you can go to the company and tell them that, yeah, this product is great, this product is bad. Today, in a click of a button, you go to social media and say, yes, this product is bad. You bought it in Amazon, the next day it gets delivered to you, you use it, and the third day you put a review in Amazon, it's bad. Correct. Swiggy has delivered a bad food to your home. Next day you go to Swiggy's website, Swiggy's social media and put a comment there, it's a bad food. Domino's Pizza has sent you a bad pizza. You go to a social media and put Domino's Pizza has sent a bad pizza. Is that fast today? Correct. And that's the biggest challenge for the marketers. You have to always think about keeping the consumer happy. Correct. You can't just launch any product. Okay. New customer capital, consumer capital can actively interact with companies. Well, Jan'23, which I was just talking to you, they can interact with companies, they can share their thoughts, they can share their reviews, their comments, their ratings of the companies, can reject marketing they find inappropriate. I don't know how many of you remember, I think just before COVID or during COVID, if you remember, Myntra had changed their logo. If you remember, Myntra had changed their logo, and there was a huge hue and cry in the market because that logo expressed something very indecent. Okay. It was the insult to the womanhood. And there were consumers who were angry about that, and they started firing Myntra left, right, and center. And Myntra had to go back to their original logo, and then they changed it with a better thought process. Actually, Myntra didn't want to hurt anybody's feeling. They created a beautiful logo, new logo for themselves. However, consumers, the audience, the people on this earth, they did not like it. They said it's an insult to womanhood, you can't have it. So they immediately put a huge pressure through social media, and this company had to withdraw the logo, correct, and change it to a different one. So consumers can reject marketing that they find inappropriate. So if they can reject the product, they can reject the price, they can reject the promotion, I mean the communication, everything they can reject. It was not possible earlier. Today, something is very, very important to note, that there's a word called viral. Something which spreads like fire. Earlier, we used to say things spread like fire. We did not experience that. Today, things spread like fire in social media. You have it now, and in the next moment, it's across the social media. Billions and billions of people, billions and billions of audience can actually experience that. Correct. New company capabilities can use internet as a powerful information and sales channel, including for individual differentiated goods. Yes, so earlier, internet was never used for selling. Today, internet is being used for selling. It's a very, very important tool for getting information. So earlier, we had to wait years to get information, do a lot of market research, do a lot of consumer research to get information. Today, internet has given me the great power to find information. Whatever you want to know, what do you do first? Go to Google and search it. Correct. Can collect fuller and richer information about markets, customers, prospects, competitors. Every information is there. Who are my customers? Which are the markets? Which are the clients? Or which are the customers? Which are the competitors? Every information is there in the internet. Okay. can reach customers quickly and efficiently via social media and mobile marketing, sending targeted ads, coupons, information. You want to communicate. If I am going to launch a product, I want to communicate with students in Banaras city, I can do it immediately. I don't have to wait for years to develop something and do it. It's that fast. Internet has made your life that fast. Internet will make the organization's life that fast. You can't wait today. You can't wait and see. Okay, kya ho raha hai dekhenge, let's wait and see. Okay, today you have to be absolutely agile and active. Very, very flexible, very, very highly active and fast. Okay. Can improve purchasing, recruiting, training, and internal and external communication. Okay. Can improve cost efficiency. So if I had to purchase atta earlier for my Maggi, or maida earlier for my Maggi, or oil earlier, or spice earlier for my Maggi, I had to really scout for great vendors. It would take me months to find out great vendors who can supply the quality I want, who can supply the quantity I want, and so on and so forth at the right price. Today, internet is there for me. They can tell me where can I find the best atta, the best at the best price, at the right quantity. Recruiting is happening through internet. Training is happening through internet. Today, you are sitting in front of me. You're getting trained through internet. Otherwise, either I would have had to come to Banaras, or you would have come to Mumbai to get trained. Correct. And of course, all internal and external communications in an organization happens through internet. Cost efficiency has improved a lot. Okay, because now you know the cost of every product, every raw material, every packaging material, every kind of services. Okay. And you know where to get it from at the right time, at the right quantity. So there's no chance of mistakes, very little chance of mistakes. And you can make a product with the best price, best cost. Okay, you can know where your competitors are getting their products, their raw materials, their packaging materials, their services. And you can map them and you can start competing with them for a better price, better cost. Correct? Clear up to here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sakshi, Harshita.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Ek kaam karo. Take a 10 minutes break and we'll start again. It's already 7:10, more than an hour. Okay. Go and take a 10 minutes break and come back at 7:20.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello. Hello, Anjali. Is there any problem?
But
Yes,
no,
sir.
I gave them a 10 minutes break. I've given them a
Okay,
10
okay,
minutes.
okay, 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 okay. No problem. So I'll just close this YouTube.